Good afternoon. It's time for another NFL Bucky's Mill Day. This is your host, Mike C. And of course, the star of the show, as always, it's Bucky. Say hi, Bucky. Bucky says hi. Well, we're back on Monday because we messed up last week, but we're back on track, Bucky. There's not a lot to report today. There's a few things, and we'll take care of those right away. The Reds are playing okay. They're a game above 500 with an 18-17 record. They're 3 games out of the Central. The Cubs are in first, so they're hanging in there, which is more than I thought they would. It was announced either yesterday or today that the 2027 NFL Draft will be held in Washington, D.C. Very cool. And now it's a long ways away, but it was announced. So that's very cool. The 26th NFL Draft will be held in Pittsburgh. And if anybody remembers my previous videos, I lived near Pittsburgh for, I'm not exactly sure how long I was there, but it was a while. And the thought of the draft being in Pittsburgh, it just, it's like someone took a knife. It's like, oh man, because I definitely would have been there. I'm not sure exactly where it's going to be in Pittsburgh. There's a few spots it could be, but I somehow would have found a way to be there. So both cities are very cool, and I look forward to both of them. Washington, D.C., I've never been there. My father was from there. And so they both have, some ties. And but again, that's a long ways off. We got the regular NFL season to get through first, Bucky. Last week's video, speaking of that, only did 7, but that's okay. It is what it is, Bucky. That's all the notes I have, really, to be honest with you. But Bucky, what in the world do you have in front of you today? Well, we finally got the Lions draft page finished, and I had to buy a new frame because I broke the last one, which I think I mentioned in last week's video. So we went to the dollar store and got a couple more, and so I started right away, put it in there, and didn't touch it anymore until just now. And so after this video is over, I'll put it up on the wall. But I want to show everybody. I think it turned out very well, actually. The only thing I would have done different is I would have put the defensive tackle. Well, no, that's all right. I did it right. I gave it a B. The Lions drafted a B, which I think I mentioned last week. But there's the two, first 2 Lions picks, which again I've mentioned before, and Carla really liked her Viking one, and so it was very good. The first, like I said, we never had actually pictures from the magazine, but thank goodness for Pinterest. Otherwise, I don't know what I would have done. But very, very good pictures, I think. And they're both red, so that, just you got the red and the blue and his autograph on the first one. And so, yeah, I think it turned out very well. As far as Lions news, not a lot. They still haven't signed really anybody for defensive end. So Darius Smith still hasn't signed. It's probably going to be a while, I think. So lots of, the mock drafts are already started for 26, which is fine with me. And, but, the draft grades, they're all over the place. I've seen them from an A to an F, which I think both are extreme. That's why I like mine at B. I think that's a good spot to be in, Bucky. But yeah, it's gotten a little better once it's been explained. There's been a few teams that were bidding for the Lions' 3rd round pick. I still think that's too much to bid into to trade for. It's he might turn out to be a fantastic player. There's They're hoping to be there at Puka Nacua, which for the Rams. But that's pretty high, high expectations, and so I always said, the day of the draft, I was just devastated. It's like, what the? I won't say the word I said, but what the bleep? Um, but once you got it settled down a little bit, a couple other teams, like I said, they were vying for the player. The Rams were the other team, and they were offering a second round pick. So that's for a third round pick to offer a second, that's almost as bad, if not worse, than the Lions. But they have three round picks. Granted, one of them, or two of them were compensatory picks, but still, regardless, it still was too much to give up, I believe. Unless he turns out to be a fantastic all-pro, it's going to take a lot to justify that trade. Basically, it was, Brad Holmes' favorite wide receiver, his guy. So, the cost be damned is basically what he said. And he doesn't have a track record. But that doesn't mean you can't criticize him. Say, well, you shouldn't criticize Brad Holmes. No. If he deserves, the Lions deserve criticism. And trust me, over the years, the decades, they've had a lot of that. I'll be the first to criticize him. And, Brad Holmes is not perfect. I don't expect him to be. But if I disagree with something that I have before, I'll let you know it, because I'm not going to hold back. And I think it's too much to give up. Now, I may be proven wrong. I hope I am, to be honest with you. Don't skin off my nose. I don't care. But we'll see. But for now, it's like it's too much. I like the draft. It's not what I would have done. The defensive ends still is an issue, and they've doubled down the last couple of years. Yet they pretty much ignore the defensive end. They did draft one, but we'll see what happens with that. But it's still a problem today. They're still waiting to sign somebody, or waiting for cuts, which I think is a very likely avenue for them to take. But it shouldn't be an issue. It should have been taken care of. And but unless I'm the GM, which I'm not, it's not going to change. So we'll see what happens. But hopefully they'll figure it out, one or the other. I have a feeling, there's a gut feeling that Za'Darius Smith is not going to re-sign with the Lions. He might sign with the Bears. I've seen a couple other teams. Then I don't know what they're going to do. Then they're going to have to call a big audible and like I said, probably sign somebody. There's still a few players out there that they could sign. Like I said, cuts will be coming. So we'll see what happens. The Lions, I think I mentioned before, they're going to be playing the Shrine, not the Shrine game. The hell's it called, Bucky? The first game of the preseason, I'll put it that way. So we'll see. They'll get an extra game, chance for the new coordinators to kind of develop a little bit, and so I think it's a good thing, actually. But the Hall of Fame game, that's what it was, Bucky. Thank you. So see when that happens, and looking forward to that, actually, and yeah. So we'll see how the new look Lions will start the year, and get some new faces and new storylines. Before I forget, today, the 5th of May, it's also Cinco de Mayo, which means nothing to me, but some salsa or whatever. But today is the NHL draft lottery. It'll be tonight. I'm going to watch it because the Hawks potentially have the number 2 pick. They could get the first again, but there's not a one player like Connor was a couple years ago. So they have 2 first-round picks. I know that. So we'll see, where they land. But so it doesn't really matter if they get the first overall. It's the player they choose, which will come up later. But right now it's just for seeding, and so I will post that on this video later on to see where they select. And I'm not sure when the draft is. I know it's obviously, I think it's before the Stanley Cup Finals. I honestly don't know. I'll find that out, and hopefully we'll get another great player. Hawks are a very, very young team, and Stanley Cup playoffs are ongoing. I haven't really followed them very much, but the Hawks, extremely young. They got a lot of players coming. Looks like they'll have a couple of new players, coming in this year, and it's just going to be a while, guys. But I've waited before, waited, till they won the 3 Stanley Cups. I waited all my life, basically. It's 1970. Actually, it was 69. I think I picked the Hawks, but anyway. But so we'll see what happens. So I'm looking forward to that. It's 6 o'clock Central Time here, 7 o'clock Eastern, and I can't wait. Other than that, Bucky, there's not really too much else to go on here. Weather's been fantastic the last couple of days. It's been a little warm, but not too warm. Nice breeze, a lot of sun. Murphy and I have gone on a couple walks and just really nice. And we sat outside and just had a great time. He loves being outside. And so he's really enjoying it. And we both love having him. And Murphy's, a fantastic dog. He's got some things to learn yet, like I said before. But we're looking into some, puppy training. He's a year and a half, but he's still, pretty close to being a puppy. Because I don't think he really had any formal training before. And it's no knock on his previous owners. Just I don't think he got out a lot, to be honest with you. And so we're gonna work on that, make him a lot better. And we love having him, and he's a great dog. And yeah. So that's about it, Bucky. So for Mike Senior Star Show, as always, Bucky. Say bye, Bucky. Bucky said bye. And good luck to Hawks. And good luck to the Lions. And we'll catch you down the road next week. All right, take care, everybody. Bye.